Hey there guys, Noah here, and welcome back to another Vanguard discussion video. I'm changing the format up quite a bit because this is honestly just going to save me so much time in the long run. But today we got the reveals for the Cecilia Battle Deck set for Premium, and I'm going to be going over the initial reveals and as well as what we're getting out of the G-Zone reprints, which I think is pretty spicy, but let's get into it. So starting off with the original Cecilia, so they didn't change anything about this. This is exactly the exact same card as the original, just with updated text to make it look a little more less clunky. But then we move on to the main boss unit for this deck, supposedly, is Virginal Cecilia. Now her original effect still remains the same. The only major difference is that if you got a grade 3 Vanguard with Cecilia with Limit Break 4, and you didn't get a gift marker in this fight, you can pay the cost for Stride, and then Superior Stride this card, and then you could turn up another Musketeer in the G-Zone face up with its same name, and you get 2 Force Markers. And you also get the Cecilia Crest, which acts pretty much like you would expect. So if you got a White Lily Musketeer Cecilia with the Limit Break ability, your Virginal Cecilia, which is the Stride, gets all of the heart's abilities, and then when your Cecilia is placed from the deck, specifically the original, you can draw one and it gets plus 10. All your original power grade 3s with Limit Break 4 ability become 13k, and your Vanguard's Limit Break abilities are active even if you're at 3 or less cards in damage, which is pretty dang good because her original effect was mid because of the fact that, you know, it's Limit Break 4. Just for that kind of effect, but at least now we have a legitimate excuse to go into her, and when you combine this perfectly with the Crest ability, this at least makes up for the fact that Virginal Cecilia is kind of whatever. So I think this is honestly good. In general, I think overall this is a good thing, mostly because the V version of Cecilia is kind of mid, especially in the confines of when we try to combine it with the reverse Cecilia, which is probably going to be the game plan, where essentially you have 2 routes to go with. Either you go first and you pop off of this card, or you go into reverse Cecilia and pop off even harder with Katrina, if you go second. Like, you could technically go into this still as if you're going second for your first Stride turn, but I don't know. I don't think it's really worth it at that point. Yes, you get an extra Force Marker, but you're going to end up with the same amount of Force Markers if you go for the Katrina Cecilia reverse play, like I'm initially thinking, you know, at the end of the day. The only thing about it is technically if you go into this and then do reverse Cecilia, you technically get 3 Force Markers, so maybe, I don't know. But now let's go over the reprint. So we got the full G-Zone. We don't got the main deck of what it's actually going to be just yet, but we do have the actual G-Zone. So we get 1 Harmonics, 4 Virginal Cecilia. You get 1 of each of the Premium Collection Strides from 2020, from 2019, and 2022. We get 2 of the other Cecilia Stride and 1 of the GB8. And then for G-Guards, we get a few other cards that, you know, haven't been reprinted in a while, which is actually kind of interesting. We got the Flip one. We've got the Colburn, which is actually a pretty nice reprint. We got the Rain Breath. And you got Antero and the one that came out from the Premium Collection like 2 years ago, technically. Wow. But honestly, pretty good stuff in this. I am curious to see how the Jewel Knight and Raging Form one is going to work out, because I'm going to have a little bit of a bold prediction for it. So, much like in the same way how we just got Katrina reprinted and we've got the other stuff reprinted, I suspect that we're going to get reprints of Chainmail Core as well as Crystal Luster. Now, Crystal Luster, we've already known for a little while that we're actually going to reprint from the Springfest, you know, entry packs for Tri-Regulation. So we already knew right out the gate that that's how we were going to get our access copies of Crystal Luster, which hopefully brings down the price. But, and I'm recording this the day that they actually revealed all this stuff, so who knows what will become of it. But I'm hoping for the best for the other support, because if this was anything to go off of, then I definitely see Jewel Knights getting a slight buff. However, I don't see a world where you'll outright replace it, because the problem is too, right? You need to be on the original version of the Grade 3 to actually get any of those effects off. So And to be honest, I just don't see a world where it's, you know, universally helpful in that respect. So, I don't know. At least with Raging Form, you can make the argument it's like, yeah, you don't have to commit as much from hand to activate it. So, that makes sense why you would go back to that grade 3. But for Salome, the biggest problem is the V version of Salome is, I feel like it's still going to be universally better. In the sense where, yes, you don't get as many force markers, but you don't have as many ways to combo off of the original Salome, at least to my knowledge. Mostly because the V version gives you an extra drive. On a Crystal Luster turn, that's actually going to matter. Even on just a regular base Stride turn, that's going to matter quite a bit. So I don't know. It depends on what they reveal on Thursday, and I'll update you guys on the community tab on how I personally feel about it when we do get that revealed. But I don't know. I just don't see a world where it actually matters that much. I think Duel Knights is actually going to get the short end of the stick, and I think Revengers are going to get slightly buffed. But I think Cecilia and Neo Nectar as a whole got significantly buffed because of this. So, not because now you have multiple ways to play it. Because initially you were running Asha with Katrina package, or you were going the turbo like token build with vanillas and, you know, the ride up and whatnot. You know, that was okay, but it was only really good in a best of one scenario. This, I feel like, regardless if you go first or second, you have options, and that really freaking matters. Because again, like I said before, you could sit there and go into this on your first Stride turn, but then you can go reverse Cecilia on this if you go second, you know, or even if you still want to go into this, depending on the matchup. Like, it actually, the only problem is if you face up against something with a little bit of control, it might backfire on you. Like, getting denialed is gonna suck. Getting locked by Link Joker is also gonna suck. But then I guess then again, that's the whole reason why they reprinted Messiah. But I don't know. You guys are free to let me know in the comment section what you guys' takes are on this. But, side note, completely forgot about this. They also revealed the V and Premium promos for March, I guess, for JP, for Link Joker and Neo Nectar. So, I actually have a lot to say on the Link Joker one, at least. But, let's go over them both. So, when it's put on Guardian Circle from hand, remove a heal from hand or drop, and then choose 2 of your rear guards and lock them. If you locked 1 or more cards from the effect, you get plus 20 shield attack in the battle. And then if 2 or more cards were locked, excuse me. Counterblast 1, choose 1 of your vanguards, gets plus 5. So you get essentially a 25k shield because of it for 2 locks and a counterblast. It's not the worst thing in the world. Like, you'll probably use this more so in Messiah than anything else, because then you could combo off of any number of your different cards that help you unlock mid-battle phase. So who knows, maybe it'd actually be useful in that regard. And then we have the Neo Nectar one. When it's put on Guardian Circle from hand, remove a heal from hand or drop, choose 1 of the units, and if you have another unit with the same name as that unit, this unit gets plus 20k shield to end the battle. If you don't have another unit with the same name as that unit cost, Counterblast 1, choose 1 of your vanguards, gets plus 5. That's a little weird, but like, again, I don't know. I'm hyped either way for the Link Joker promo. Not sure about the Neo Nectar one. I guess I'll have to ask Neko later about it, and I probably won't even tell you what she thinks of it. Although I think she said that it was kind of like whatever, but be interesting as a nice defensive option either way. You guys let me know in the comment section what you think about this, as well as the Cecilia stuff, and I will catch you guys later. Bye.